Welcome back to another episode of the Ottawa Senators franchise rebuild on episode 26 now in year 2031. I mean, we've had some pretty bad seasons. I wouldn't say bad by the regular season, but the playoffs, we've had absolutely no success. And as pointed out in the comments, I did turn off the automatic scouting, so I definitely turned that back on. So we were kind of going in blind in last year's draft. But we're back with another episode here, and we're 2-0 on the season. And this is probably going to be the make or break season for our franchise. We've been good for so long, but it's almost at the point where certain players, they simulate well, but I think some more veterans on the team would be very, very, very crucial. Damon Langenbrunner, one of the guys we're definitely keeping an eye on, has an incredible shot. He is a beast offensively, but he's getting paid a lot of money. He's making 12.3 mil for the next 3 years. So if he's not scoring, I mean, Gortz is a perfect replacement. His shot is just as good. Not quite as good, but it's almost there for Torsten Gortz, and he is a 19-year-old 85 overall sniper. He's gonna be good for a really long time, but he's got 2 years left on his deal, so he's gonna need a contract extension in 2 years. He's gonna be wanting like 10, 11, 12 million dollars. He might be a 90 overall by that time, so definitely got to figure out what we're gonna do with him. Stefan Ferland, again, our 95 overall. He's the playmaker, a perfect line mate for either Gortz or Damon Langenbrunner. And then Santala, another one of our guys. We can go through the team quickly here. I just want to review the contracts, see what next year might have in store for us here. It's getting tough to keep this team under salary cap. It would be nice if they rewarded me with a Stanley Cup or something. But here we go. So we're in 2031-32. Let's check next year whose contracts are expiring. So we got Xavier Bouglet again, which not the biggest contract. We won't have to worry about it. Wesley Garvin. He wants $7 million as an 81 overall. Am I crazy? That's way too much money. Even like 4 years at 4.4 seems a little bit high for him at an 81 overall. I wouldn't mind replacing him with a veteran. That's a crazy contract. We got one of the guys we signed last year, and it's this trade for asset glitch. Let me exit this out. Sometimes, not the brightest soul. Let's do this again. So we got Bouglet, Garvin, Stepniak, again, another guy we don't really need to focus on bringing back, but Santala is going to want a contract. He's going to want some money. How much money are we going to even have? That's going to be a tough deal to get done. I want to bring Santala back. He's a really good defensive defenseman for the squad. We have a lot of offensive guys, so a defensive defenseman definitely seems like a good move. Honestly, I'm going to try bringing him back right now. What can we do with him? So it looks like 3 years is kind of the best way to do this. I'm going to go 3 years at 7.5. See if we can get a $400,000 discount. I mean, I'm not expecting to, but you got to try, right? Alexander Malkin's contract's up, and he wants a huge $10 million for Malkin. 85 overall. I mean, these players are crazy. Am I crazy to think that they want way too much money? The good thing about Malkin is I can restrict him as an RFA. I probably should have done that with Santala and waited for him in the offseason. Zanetti, who's actually on the roster this year, that is a pretty good deal for him. So I do not mind making this deal. Two-way deal. Let's go 2 years. Give him the $1 million. A nice quick deal to get that done. Canzanello. It's actually not too bad. 78 at 23 overall. It's this trade for potential thing. I always click it. One day I'll learn, I promise. One day I will learn. Let's continue going through here. Gortz. Okay, thank God. I thought Gortz wanted a contract. So we don't have too many contracts that we have to sign next year, but I definitely know we have to sign our goaltender who doesn't even want an extension. Okay, so the goalie is definitely going to be tough to sign. There's no way around that. He doesn't want an extension, but what if I'm going to offer him 8 mil. I mean, probably shouldn't do that and just rock with Fedoruk, who's making the $2 million for the next couple of years. But we're a quick look at the rosters. I'll simulate a couple days here, see if anyone accepts. the trade or the contract extension here. I don't think it'll be that quick, but I'll simulate this Boston game. Are we still undefeated? We are still undefeated. Okay, I'll wait on that. But let's take a quick recap on the lines we got here. So first line, we're running with Timmy Stutzle, Stefan Ferlin, and Torsten Gortz. I'm really hoping Gortz has a big year this year. I'd like to see him score 50-plus goals. In his rookie season, he did net 43 goals, I think on the third or second line. Now he's playing with Ferlin, one of the best playmakers in the NHL, and Timmy Stutzle, who has been an absolute phenom for us this whole franchise rebuild. Langdon's going to be playing that second line, who's grown pretty nicely too at 21 years old, 87 overall, only 1 assist so far. Langenbrunner, we all know what he can do. And then Bob Huxley. We're kind of taking a chance. Eventually, I may put Phil Pitt on this line just because he's 22 years old, franchise. Honestly, I'm going to do it right now. I'm throwing Phil Pitt on that line. I know Huxley fits on the third line pretty well. Right wing, what's his face-off rating? Can I put him in the middle? 80 overall face-offs. It's not terrible, to be honest. 76, 80. Yeah, I don't mind putting him there. Zanetti, we're going to keep on that wing. See if we can grow him a little bit. He's got pretty good potential. Top 6, but he's only 79 overall, center right wing. And then Timothy Tarasov. So we're getting Phil Pitt on that first line. Let's see what his faceoffs. 86. 86 for Langenbrunner too. Langenbrunner's listed as a center. I'll keep Langenbrunner in the center position for now. He's also a little bit better defensively. Looks more well-rounded, but the skating on Langenbrunner is very well. What do we got? Phil Pitt. Very good puck skills. Very good defense. Very good shooting. Sorry, I was on Langenbrunner last time. Phil Pitt definitely does have the better defensive skills, but we're going to keep him on that second line. We really want to grow him. He's got that franchise potential, so he's definitely one of those guys who's very good and has his ceiling is endless. I mean, he's got the same potential as Stefan Ferlin. He's at 95 overall. Fourth line, we got Magnus Jacobson, Wade Stepniak, and then Nicholas Canzanello, who they won't play too much, so don't worry about that. Demetrius Barnaby, he's going to be playing with Chuck Montgomery, Santala, and Malkin. And then we got Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy, we're going to call him Jeremy. And then Wesley Garvin, who wants the biggest contract of his life. So, I mean, hopefully he jumps to a 90 overall if he wants that contract. And then in the nets, we got Marco Laxo and Demetrius Fedoric. So the team, I mean, I think we're still stacked to this day. We're 3-0 in the season right now. Let's do a little quick sim. See if the boys can keep the undefeated record. See if we can score a couple goals here. Maybe Phil Pitt scores with that new promotion to the second line. I mean, I would love to see him score a couple goals. First period, and that's not the start we want. And it looks like the Minnesota Wild have drafted Shane Wright in their first year. But we do get the goal from Phil Pitt. Ask and you shall receive. I didn't ask for anything else, so maybe I should have asked for them not to score. Second period, oh my God. We gave up a couple goals, but we scored 5 goals in the second period thanks to Damon Langenbrunner, Barnaby. Zanetti gets 2 goals playing with Bob Huxley, and Tim Stutzle scores as we have a 6-5 lead going to the third period. A very interesting game. The goaltending has not been good for either side, but Zanetti will complete his hat trick in what I believe is his rookie season. 4th game of his career, gets the hat trick. Love to see that from Zanetti. Maybe him and Bob Huxley are the new duo of the future. But we win this one 8-5 as Wade Stepniak also has a goal late in the game. Let's check the 3 stars here, and there it is. Tarasov had a really good game with Zanetti. Let's take a look at the entire stats. I want to see how everyone played here. Sort this by points. So Gortz did nothing. Everyone had a point, but our 2 fourth liners and Gortz. Come on, Gortz. We need some goals from you, buddy. You're playing on that first line right wing. We need some goals from you. But points wise, we got Ferlin put up 2 apples. Malkin had 2 apples. He really wants that $9 million, eh? Langdon 2 apples. Phil Pitt with the goal. Montgomery, Stutzle, Stepniak. Just a good team effort from everyone involved, goaltending wise. Though, I mean, not the greatest for Laxo today. His goals against average, if he played the whole game, would have been 28. Okay. Not something you really want to see, but I'm going to simulate a couple months here, you know, see what we can do, if there's any moves that we're going to need to make, but I'll get back to you guys in a couple months. We'll see how the team's doing. Hopefully we can just cruise through this season and have the next episode just our Stanley Cup playoff run. But we got to get through this regular season first. I'll see you guys in a bit. We're going to pick up the simulation here, 53 games in. I want to stop the simulation against the Toronto Maple Leafs as they were the President's Trophy winning team last year. And it looks like they probably will be again. They are 45, 8 and 1. I mean, I thought our record was super respectable at 35, 17 and 1. If we can have a couple of those 17 losses go to overtime or shootout losses, the record will look a lot better. But Toronto is 45, 8 and 1. That's probably the best record I've seen out of any simulation computer AI generated team. That's crazy. Before I look at our stats, I want to quickly take a look at this Toronto Maple Leafs roster. What is the reason why they are so good? I mean, if you look at their roster, yeah, they got some good players up top, for sure. They got some really good players there. But their bottom six, I mean, Klim Kostin, he's very good, yeah, for a third liner. But how is this team 45, 8 and 1? Very good goalie. I will give them that. Their goalie, phenomenal. But how are they so good? Let's take a look. Willie Nee, Austin Matthews, not Marner. Doug Sweetland, okay? Very good first line. William Nylander is getting a little bit older, but I mean, he has 17 goals, 57 assists in 54 games, so he is well over a point per game. How many goals does Austin Matthews have? Austin Matthews has 94 points in 54 games. What? He almost has the same amount of points as he had last year in 30 less games. That's incredible. Sweetland, he's playing well. He's not playing no Austin Matthews. It's crazy. This team, they find a way and they produce. I don't know how they do it. This Jaden Anderson guy is an absolute beast. 75 points in 54 games. I mean, am I crazy? Can you let me know in the comments below am I crazy that team is 45, 8 and 1? Should they be 45, 8 and 1? Like, yeah, they're good. I think they should be around our record, to be honest. But enough with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, for some reason, EA wants them to be good. And it's probably because they're not good in real life and they got a huge fan base. Sorry, all Leafs fans. I do love Jason Spezza, though. I would love to see Jason Spezza win a Stanley Cup. But let's take a look at our team stats here. We are second in the division. We are scoring 4 goals a game. Second in the division for that as well. Goals against, only letting 3.7, or 3.17, not 7. And that's second in the division. The power play is pretty good, 25%. Second in the division again. Penalty kill percentage, 80.4. It's not the greatest. Our penalty kill is not the greatest. We can definitely look at increasing that and making that a little bit better. But we have 10 shorthanded goals for. So we have 28 goals against. So our ratio is only 18. We're minus 18 on the penalty kill, which doesn't seem crazy. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. But the team, it's looking good. We're scoring a lot of goals. We're not letting in a lot. Our special teams have been pretty good. Penalty kill is kind of mediocre, but we can deal with that. If we look at the entire NHL, obviously we're not going to be first place. But let's see where we stack up. We're number 2 in the league. Number 3 goes to a tie between the Colorado Avalanche and the Montreal Canadiens. So that Eastern Conference Atlantic Division is absolutely tearing it apart. Winnipeg, Canada has 4 of the top 5 teams, which is pretty crazy to see. It's been a while since Canada's had some really good teams in the real NHL. Player stats here. So we got Damon Langenbrunner leading the way again, 56 points in 53 games. Phil Pitt's having a good year on that line, 52 points. Bob Huxley, 51. Bob Huxley is really good on that third line. Definitely love to see him there. And it looks like that first line, they're struggling. And why? Is it Gortz? Yeah, Gortz has not been the greatest on that first line. They're only a +2. That's that first line. We haven't found that proper combination. Damon Langenbrunner on there was pretty good, but I like how he's playing on this second line with Phil Pitt and Langdon. Langdon's a pure playmaker, 7 goals with 48 helpers, only 71 shots on net. But that line's playing well. We got Bob Huxley, who I'm very, very happy with, actually. He's grown on me a lot. Earlier in his career, he was okay, and in the last couple of years, he's really ramped it up. Actually, looking 54 points last year wasn't the greatest, but maybe let's retract that statement. But this year, he's having a great year. We can say that. Where else do we got? So Stutzle's under a point per game, which is tough to see. Timothy Tarasov's having a great year, 40 points. He's going to have a career year, it looks like here. His lead before was 45. Happy to see that from Timothy Tarasov, a veteran of the team. I believe we drafted him very early in the franchise. Yeah, 2023 in the first round, a playmaker. Chuck Montgomery, 35 points. Gort's 34. Zanetti's up to 30 points. I believe this is his rookie season, if I remember correctly. It is. So he does have a chance of winning the Calder Trophy, which may go a long way and even increase his potential to maybe a low elite, medium elite. We could see high top 6 potentially. Alexander Malkin, 23 points. Santala, Stepniak, Jacobson, and Nick Canzanilo. Wesley Garvin, the guy who wants $9 million, has put up 8 points in 53 games and is a -2. Interesting. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say there. Interesting. But generally, overall with the team, I'm happy with it. Obviously, I would love some more points from the squad, but we're winning games. I don't want to mess anything up here. Let's take a look at the goalie quickly. Let's see how Laxo's playing. So 29, 10, 1-1. He's been very good with us. Fedoruk actually has most of our losses. In 15 games, he basically has the same amount of losses as Laxo. So I think signing Laxo will end up being a very, very important thing for us to do, as he looks like he can be our franchise goalie here. He's playing really well this year. And then let's go to rookie skaters. And then I want to go into the entire NHL, not AHL. And then entire NHL here. And where does Zanetti? Okay, Zanetti, where are you? So he's close to the top. 6 points out of the top, but he is a +7. Right now, it looks like if I were to give it to someone, it would probably be Davis Falk. He's playing really well there. These guys are playing well too, but -14, -3, -24. Very, very good to see there. Let's go check out the entire league for skaters. I imagine Austin Matthews, yeah. +39, 94 points. One of the best simulations I've ever seen. Connor McDavid's playing well, but I mean, it's hard to compare here. We got Nate McKinnon, Jaden Anderson's Willie Nee, Tristan Woolley playing with Patrick Laine. Connor Bedard's having a good year. 57 helpers in 55 games, -7 though. It's crazy. Looking at the power play points can really show you how good a player is on that damn power play. A lot of players well above a point per game here. Jack Hughes, Matt Barzell, Darius Fletcher. But let's get to this Ottawa versus Toronto Battle of Ontario game here. The best team in the league versus the second best team in the league. Let's see what they're all about. First period, and we're seeing early. Austin Matthews scores, Jaden Anderson's, and then Berggren scores as we're down 3-0 in the first period. But we bounce back. Okay, Stefan Ferlin, Dale Zanetti, who's been really good in simulation for us, and Wade Stepniak, who's also been good in simulation. And just like that, we got a game. 4-3 Ottawa now as Timmy Stutzle gets on the board. We're out shooting them 29-19. Oh, they got a power play. They're very good on the power play. But we kill it off here, up 4-3, and Torsten Gortz, the first line, really coming to play here as we score 2 goals. They get a power play marker from Jaden Anderson's to make it a 1-goal game with 3 minutes left. Can we hold on? And we do. We hand the Toronto Maple Leafs another loss as they fall 6-4 to the Ottawa Senators. And Barnaby has a huge game, 0 goals, but 4 apples. Another big win for the boys. I want to quickly look on how we've played against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So 1-0, we didn't play them that month. 2-0, played them there. Toronto. So far 2-0. We've only played them twice this year, and we beat them twice. So out of their 10 losses, 2 of them are by the hands of us. So I kind of like our chances if we go up against them. Like I said, I don't know how their record's so good, but I think we have a fair shot at matching up with them. Maybe our matchup with them is very, very nice. But I'm going to simulate to the trade deadline here, and then on to the trade deadline. Maybe we'll make some moves, maybe not. I think the team's really good. I don't want to mess with our mojo at all. But, might as well go take a look and see what's available. In the trade deadline, the Seattle Kraken are trying to get rid of the 34 overall, $18 million Adam Fox. Sorry, but I can never accept that contract. A lot of big moves looking like they're going down here. Jamie Drysdale up to an 88 overall. How old is he now? 29. Honestly, not a bad player to try to go after. I'm not going to try to make the move there. The cap space is a little bit tight, as everyone knows. Pierre Blouin, one of ours. But let's take a look. I want to see. Trade at the bottom. Jamie Drysdale has been traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Heidel, a second, and a third. So honestly, not a bad deal to get Jamie Drysdale. It seems like the contract was pretty cheap. Eric Branstrom, former Ottawa Senator, on the market here, $11 million. Cody Glass, who I believe played a season with the Ottawa Senators, also there. Let's take a look here. I'm not going to trade anyone, but I should probably get rid of our goaltender, Pierre Blouin. I don't even think he can fetch any value, so it's almost like, what's the point? No trades even found for him. What about this guy? Kind of just want to make a trade to make a trade. Is that weird? Is that weird? Draft picks. We have Buffalo's first round pick. I don't know how good they are playing, but that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Let's actually go take a look at the Buffalo Sabres. I'm interested. I feel like they're going to be pretty good right now. Let's go not find trade. I'm going to go propose trade. Propose trade. There it is. And the Buffalo Sabres. How good are you this year? So it looks like they will be a playoff team, which it's all right. No big deal. I didn't know we actually had their pick, so definitely cool to see that. Stutzle trade value is really falling off here. Langdon's has gone up a little bit. I like looking at the trade value a little bit here. Who do we got? The Bob Huxley contract is very good. 2 years left on that, so 1 year after this year. Malkin, we probably will not be bringing back, so one last hurrah with him. We're paying this guy $1 million, whoever he is. Two-way deal, so it doesn't really go against the cap. Not that big of a deal. Wesley Garvin, another player who is not going to be coming back to the team. Who else do we got here? Yeah, I don't think there's anyone I really want to trade, so maybe this guy here. Select. I'm going to do fine trade for Noel. He's not playing any... I don't think he's playing on the team. Just kind of taking up cap space, and what's the point of having him, right? So let's go look for Noel here. Noel. Where are you? There he is. 31 years old too. I don't know. 7th round. 2 7s. Maybe we want to get Sidney Crosby's brother back. We'll just take the 2 7s. They'll end up being nothing, but we have made a trade. The biggest trade in the Ottawa Senators franchise rebuild, as we send Noel to the Edmonton Oilers for 2 7th round picks. What a move. Anyone else we want to get rid of just to clear some cap? Let's go. This guy's a bum. No one wants him. I don't blame them. Shishkinov. All right. I'm done with the trade deadline here. The team is very good. I'm happy where we are. I don't want to mess with it too much here. I'm going to simulate to the end of the regular season, and let's see where we finish. And if we make the playoffs, I mean, we should, but there's been collapses before. Maybe we go 41, 39, and 2. We'll see. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. And we got 2 games left in the regular season, and you know I had to stop it against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are now 60, 15, and 5, but we are 56, 22, and 2. I do not believe we lost a game to Toronto Maple Leafs all year long. I believe this is the 4th time we're playing them. I could have missed a game, but first period here, and we know this is probably going to be a high-scoring game. Austin Matthews scores to get one from Penzik, but we get one from our 4th liner, Jacobson. Second period, evening it back up as Barnaby continues his dominance over the Toronto Maple Leafs, coming off his 4-assist game against them, and he scores. Langenbrunner gets a goal to put us ahead in the 3rd period as we have to kill a penalty. We've shut down the Toronto Maple Leafs power play pretty well, considering how good they are. Kevin Ball will score a goal in the point on Laxo as we get a 3-3 game with 2 minutes left, and it looks like this one's going to need extra time. Who's going to be the hero here? Can we continue to be a thorn in Toronto's side? It looks like we're going to shootout here, and we take it in the shootout thanks to Stefan Ferland and Tim Stutzle. Two of our older players now are really coming through. Ferland, he feels like he's been on the team forever, but he's still probably 25. They get one from Pensek in the shootout, but we do take down the Toronto Maple Leafs once again, 4-3 in the shootout. And one more game left in the regular season. Let me just simulate that one. And we win that too. So we are coming off. This is by far the best season that the Ottawa Senators had in this franchise rebuild. As we go 58, 22, and 2. Let's see who we got in the playoffs. and we got Les Montreal Canadiens, the Canadiens de Montreal. Very excited for this matchup, and I wonder if the Buffalo Sabres made the playoffs. Take a quick look here, and it looks like Buffalo did not make the playoffs, so we do have a shot at the draft lottery here. Let's do a season wrap-up. Langenbrunner. It's hard to get rid of a guy who puts up 100 points. 60 goals. You know what you're getting from him. He is a definite goal scorer. Ferland really came alive in the second half of this season. 89 points in 82 games. Phil Pitt, above a point per game. Is that for the first time in his career? So yeah, that's his most productive season in the NHL in his whole career. It's crazy to think that he's already played 6 seasons for us. And he's only 23. Okay, never mind. 5 seasons. See, the OHL screwed me there. 5 seasons with us, and he's only 23 years old. He's been playing for us for a decent amount of time. And this season, he was a plus, wait for it, plus 45. So what a year from Phil Pitt there. Very happy I moved him up to that second line, because Huxley played really good on that third line right there. 78 points from a third liner. You're not going to see that often. Tim Stutzle at 79. Langdon, 78. Barnaby. Big year for Barnaby. 77 points in 82 games. Probably he's going to get the Norris. 2 shorthanded goals. What a season from Barnaby. A lot of giveaways, not a lot of takeaways, I will say. Not a lot of hits either, but this was one of the trade deadline acquisitions we had last year, where we traded Brant Clark for Demetrius Barnaby. Essentially 1-for-1. And I think it's the best move we've done. He is a really good defenseman for us. Chuck Montgomery falling off the points a little bit, 57, but he's very good. Timothy Tarasov, Gort's only 55 points. He will get better with time. Only an 86 overall right now. Zanetti, 41. I think he's a rookie. Yeah, he was the rookie. He didn't really get too many points in the second half of the season, but that's okay. He scored some big goals against Toronto. Got that hat trick. Alexander Malkin, 34 points, respectable. Santala, 28. Who else do we got here? Stepniak, 21, who was very good in the simulation for us. Jacobson, 21. Leo, Garvin, and then Jeremy. So not bad overall. Like, I'm very, very happy with the team still. Let's check out the goaltenders, though. So yeah, Laxo, definitely a guy we're bringing back. This guy was a phenom for us. Only 1 shutout all year, though, which is kind of weird. Fedoruk had 3 shutouts. His numbers weren't crazy, but he won games. 43, 10, and 2. Like, you're winning games. That's all I really care about. Fedoruk's numbers flipped around. 904, 295. Pretty impressive. He did lose more games than Laxo in half the games he played. That's kind of weird. But let's go to the entire NHL and take a look at the best. So Luukkonen is actually the best goalie in the NHL this year. I want to take a look at the rookie players. I don't think Zanetti will win. Yeah, so this guy's going to win 61 assists or 61 points. I would give it to this Rolson guy. He was only a -2. So he, in my opinion, was a little bit better effective, more efficient. But all skaters, Austin Matthews finishes the year with a small 138 points, plus 60, whatever, right? Nylander, 122, almost puts up 100 assists. That would have been cool to see. Connor McDavid, 64 goals, 117 points. Laine, Bernard, Woolley, Nate Mack, Barzell, Sweetland, Kyle Connor, Damon Langenbrunner, Dorian Lutz, Leon Draisaitl, Jaden Andersons, Jalen Dunham, all above 100 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 players above 100 points. The NHL is thriving right now. But let's go take a look at our squad, how we did this year. And what was a very good year for us. So Buffalo ends up missing the playoffs by, it looks like, let's check the other wild card spot here, the Metro Division. Atlantic. So it looks like they missed the playoffs by 4 points. They're going to have probably the 15th overall pick. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they win the draft lottery. That would be nice to see. But goals for per game, 4.17. I mean, incredible. 3 goals against, which is very good. Power play, 24%. Still happy with that. Penalty kill, hovering around that 82% mark. Shorthanded goals, 4, 12. Love to see that. 33 and 8 at home. On the road, not so well, but 8 and 2 in our last 10. We're coming into the playoffs hot, and we're playing the Montreal Canadiens, who I'm not too sure who's on their team. Not too sure who's on their team now. I'm going to go view their lines. so we can quickly get an idea who we're playing in the playoffs here. The Montreal Canadiens. Montreal, Le Canadien de Montreal. They got that Dorian Lutz guy who had over 100 points. I do remember that. 87 overall. Darius Fletcher, another guy, I believe, 99 points, so basically over 100. And then Wade Downey, who had 94. So they definitely can. This first line can definitely produce. The second line is also very good, as they got Nick Suzuki, Javon Severson, and Petri Kuka. Third line, they got Ross LeClaire, Aiden Holden, who played on our team last year. And every single year in the first round, we play someone who is a former Ottawa Senator. Obviously, Aiden Holden is probably not one of the guys who's going to have an incredible year against us. But, I mean, for Montreal, he gets 14 points in 19 games. Hit 16 points for us in a whole season. So maybe this is his spot. Maybe Montreal is the home he wants. And they got Cole Caulfield on that third line, who's probably one of the best third liners in the NHL outside of our boy Bob Huxley. Fourth line, they got Maxime, Renberg, and then Winrich. So, I mean, they got a pretty good team offensively. Defensively, though, what do they got? Parfranzen, who I know is pretty good. 90 overall. Virtanen, Mahara, Honka, Sejan Haler, and Stapleton. So, I mean, they got a well-balanced team. Who do they have in the nets? They got Rickard Filppula, who hopefully can be terrible for them. That's the dream. I mean, he wasn't terrible during the regular season, but I think if you're comparing the squads, we're so much better than they are. But you never know how the game goes. But that's going to do it for this episode. Coming off our best season, can we follow up with the next episode and become the Stanley Cup champions? I'll see you guys next time. As always, have a great day. Happy holidays. Peace out.